Repairing communication between landlords and tenants can be tough. The Landlord-Tenant Mediation Program through the Vermont Landlord Association can help solve problems and increase stability during this stressful time. During mediation, a neutral third person called a mediator helps people discuss and try to resolve disputes. Whether it's lease violations, rent payment issues, conflict around landlord apartment entry, or other issues, mediation has a high success rate for resolution between willing parties. From now until June 30th, 2025, qualifying Vermont tenants and their landlords can use grant-funded mediation services. Participants will have access to a professional mediator with up to $3,000 of the costs covered by the program. Landlords or tenants can apply at any time. Both the landlord and the tenant must submit a mediation request to use this program. The landlord submits the landlord application, and the tenant submits the tenant referral form. These can be found on the mediation page of the Vermont Landlord Association website at vtlandlord.com. Both of these documents can be completed and submitted online. The tenant must also complete an ERAP Housing Stability Services intake form for income verification and qualification, which will be provided by the Landlord Association. The Vermont Landlord Association will assist both parties if they need help completing the forms. When an application has been submitted by either party, the mediation program manager will reach out to the other party to provide them with the proper forms and discuss the program. Upon the completion and submission of the tenant referral and ERAP Housing Stability Services intake form, as well as the landlord application, participants will be notified within approximately 7 days if their request for mediation is approved. The Vermont Landlord Association will assign a mediator based on the preferences indicated in the applications. If the parties indicate no preference, the Landlord Association will assign a mediator based on a rotating basis and upon the availability of the individual mediator. The mediator will contact both parties and/or their attorneys if applicable. They will have an initial conversation and then schedule the mediation. Both the initial conversation and mediation are held via Zoom conference call. The mediation usually takes place on one day and can average 6 hours. However, every mediation is different, based on many different factors. Success is ultimately dependent on the willingness of both the landlord and tenant to work together. To apply for the mediation program or request more information, visit vtlandlord.com or call 1-802-985-2764 or 1-888-569-7368.